the last time you read an entire email or social media post, like word for word, the whole thing? Well, most of us don't, unless it's really interesting and compelling. Most people scan, and the reason for this is we're all stuck for time, right? We have a million other things calling our attention, which means your audience doesn't have the capacity to read something that is peppered with a lot of extra words or is poorly written or lacks clarity. So how do you make your content easier for your readers to read? Especially if you aren't a trained editor, maybe you didn't go to journalism school like me, maybe writing isn't your forte. Well, in this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 simple things that you can look for every single time you edit your content, whether that's a social media post, an email, a blog, or something else. Hi, my name's June Morrow, and I help emerging coaches and transformational consultants step out of isolation and into more authentic connections with messaging that inspires them and their ideal audiences. And if this is you and you're struggling with finding clients, I encourage you to download my free training below, How to Find Clients When Social Media Isn't Doing It For You. So today we're talking editing, and specifically 3 things to look for to make your writing easier for your audience to read. These 3 things, when applied consistently, can vastly improve the clarity of your communications. And in doing so, you elevate people's perception of you as someone to trust. We trust people who communicate well because we make it easier for the other person. So without further ado, let's get into those 3 tips. 1. Look for and cut redundancies. Redundancies are sentences, phrases, or words, well, phrases I guess you would say, that repeat what you're saying. Common redundancies are things like a free gift, or your very own, or added bonus, right? We've all heard this, free gift, your own, added bonus. But all of these things in 2 words say what could be said in 1. If it's a gift, if it's free, right? That's what a gift is. If someone charges you for something, it's not a gift. If it's your own, well, it's yours. Right? That's it. And as an added bonus, we hear this one all the time, and I'm probably guilty of it on some of my landing page stuff for the Authentic Messaging Academy. But a bonus is something that is automatically added on top of something. It's not something that's added on top of added, right? You don't need to say added bonus because it's simply a bonus. But redundancies can also be entire sentences or phrases or paragraphs. So consider this sentence from the first draft of one of my emails. Actually, it's 2 sentences, but we're going to focus on the second one. The first is just for context. So in 2019, I quit an 11-year career in corporate communications to start my business. I knew there would be learning curves and challenges ahead, but what I didn't expect was how lonely it would be. So the first sentence is okay, but the second has a lot that can be fixed. Learning curves and challenges, basically the same thing. So to tighten it, the first thing I did was cut out learning curves. Similarly, when I use the future tense, as in I knew there would be challenges, this applies something that's happening ahead. So I cut the word ahead. So go through your writing line by line and word by word and ask yourself, am I repeating myself? If so, cut the duplicate words and the duplicate phrases. Now, if you look at this sentence now, you might notice that there's even more things I can do to make it tighter. And if that's you, congratulations, you are a born editor. So that brings me to my second point. 2, eliminate extra words. So like redundancies, which are extra words, other extra words can be speed bumps. They slow your reader down and make it harder for them to get to what's really important for them to know. So let's take a look at this sentence again after the first edit. I knew that there would be challenges, but what I didn't expect was how lonely it would be. So right there, I spot 3 extra words in this sentence. Any ideas what they are? Well, if you said those words were that, what, and was, ding, 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 you would be right. So whenever I edit my work, I do a search for all the that's, all the what's, and all the was's to see if there would be a more succinct way to say that sentence or phrase. Now, in this case, we can simply eliminate them and the sentence flows much more smoothly. In fact, we can even eliminate that extra I because the subject was already stated up front, so I don't need to repeat I twice. So here's what it sounds like now. I knew there would be challenges, but didn't expect how lonely it would be. This sentence is definitely shorter and it's becoming clearer, but there's still one more way we can improve it. And that brings me to the third tip. Replace to be, any instance of to be, with a stronger verb whenever possible. The verb to be, that includes things like I am, it is, they are. Also the past tense, which is was and were. Remember, I already say I do searches of was's, but were's are important too. There are times when you can only use a to be verb, and this rule won't work in every instance, but when it does, it can really make your writing pop and make it more interesting. So in this case, I used the to be verb twice, right? I knew there would be challenges, but didn't expect how lonely it would be. So is there a verb that I could use, just one verb that would say, I knew there would be? Well, yes, that verb is expect. But we've already used the verb expect and we don't want to repeat ourselves. We want to make it interesting. So how do we shorten this even more? Is there any way here that we can make this flow better while eliminating it would be, which is kind of a clunky way of saying something? Well, challenges is a noun. So if we could turn lonely into a noun, there would be some nice symmetry. So here's what I did. I expected challenges, but not loneliness. Boom! Look how much shorter that is. Here's the original unedited version of that sentence. I knew that there would be learning curves and challenges ahead, but what I didn't expect was how lonely it would be. And here's the edited version. I expected challenges, but not loneliness. So much more succinct. So to recap, one of the biggest favors that you can do your audience is to make your writing easier to read. How do you do this? Well, here's the 3 steps again. 1, look for and cut redundancies. 2, eliminate extra words. And 3, replace instances of to be whenever possible with a more interesting or descriptive verb. Do this line by line and I guarantee you, your writing, people be like, you're such a good writer. People say to me all the time, you're such a good writer. No, I'm a good editor. I'm good at cutting my own stuff down, which is a skill that if you're a solopreneur, you need to learn. So quick question. Do you do any of this right now with your work before sending it? How else do you edit your content? I would love to hear your tips. I'd love to hear if you're having challenges with editing. You can share your practices in the comments below. And of course, sometimes the easiest way to edit your writing is to have a second set of eyes go through it for you. If this is something you're interested in doing, I encourage you to attend an upcoming knockout co-working session. So this is dedicated time to work on your content, to get it done, and if needed, we can go in a breakout room one-on-one and I can give you some suggested edits on the wording, right? I'm not going to give you the whole thing, but if there's a sentence or something that you need help with, I can help you with that. So more information on that and how to register is below. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button so more people will find it, and hit subscribe for instant notifications of more ways that you can improve your communications, your mindset, your messaging, to be authentic and also visible in your coaching or transformational consulting practice. You got this.